What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 realistic air-only world battle. It didn't turn out that realistic, but here we are, 60 turns to go. It's getting pretty exciting. We've got some huge wars at the moment, lots of civs with some good technology as well, really spicing up. It looks like Mongolia may grab this city back off Persia. That Lancer might be able to, we'll see. But yeah, this is obviously the biggest war at the moment. It's not leading to too much because of the mountains, it's just impossible, but it is probably the biggest thing we've seen. There's also plenty going on elsewhere. I've just completely forgotten about all of it, so we'll slowly reintroduce it to me and you. Britain versus the Huns. That's the first one. Pretty big, of course. It looks like the Huns are going to grab some cities here. I think they should. They might get all of Scandinavia, actually, which will be a big loss for Britain, but I guess it's not the end of the world. Shaka may pick up Madrid. I doubt he will, because he doesn't have any actually units that could... Oh no, there's a rifleman on its way. Maybe. Maybe it's possible, but he's not really seemed too interested. The rest of Africa is pretty quiet at the moment, if I remember correctly. Yep, they're all pretty chill with each other. Sure, that will change before the end. Now what Persia's up to here, just sneaking through Arabia. Interesting. South America also very quiet. The Inca now have planes, which will give them an advantage. Oh, Brazil has one as well. But those two, they look like they're chill. They're going to let each other survive till the end. Oh, wow. They have chopped a lot of trees down. Still a few down this way, but yeah. They were doing so well earlier, and then it just all turned into farms. Well, there we go. I mean, I'm sure there's some big areas elsewhere. There's a little bit here. The AR. Okay, well, there we go. Some parts might be realistic, I guess. A city did just fall. Birmingham, and... Nope. Okay, oh yes, no, I was getting very confused with the colours that I was looking for then. Birmingham in Norway, not Birmingham in Birmingham, has fallen. So there we go, that's a big city for the Huns. I mean, it cuts off Britain, kind of, at least by boat. They can still go by land. But yeah, if Stockholm falls, that will also be a big loss. It's one of Britain's biggest cities at 10 population. It's another capital. They actually have 4. With Paris and Rome and London. But yeah, they'll probably lose Stockholm, so that will drop down anyway. I think... No, Russia didn't do anything. I thought they might have joined in, but I don't think they have. Maybe I'm getting confused. We'll find out soon enough, won't we? Mongolia still with this terrifying navy. This is like probably the strongest navy in the world, and it's just here to keep the Shoshone boxed in. Like, that's all of its sole purpose. That's pretty terrifying. Oh, the Iroquois just grabbing some snow cities. They want to put people through here. Maybe this is where... I don't know. They just send the people they don't like, maybe. Just send them up to live in the snow. Because why wouldn't you do that? Like, why, when you could live in one of these cities, you know, here with a beautiful lake view into the Kree Empire where everything is even better. But never mind. Persia versus Britain. Not so important. Oh, well, there we go. That answers the question. Russia does get involved. And, oh, they nearly stole Stockholm away. I think this privateer will get it anyway. There is a Hunnic artillery here, which should lower its health to 0, and then that will go in, and that will be a... Annoyingly for Britain, that will be a battleship gone. That was going to be a big piece in this war, but yeah, now I imagine Salzburg will definitely fall, or Salzburg, and Paris could be at risk too, although there is some British troops on the land here. This war's just not going well for them. I don't know if they're... I don't think they're at war with Shaka. I think he's just chilling here to be annoying. But maybe. Maybe something changed and I missed it. Poor old Byzantium, it all fell apart. They still have a lot of land. I mean, Egypt now has a tile next to Warsaw, a mountain. Fair enough. Just given a mountain, but yeah, they did take, obviously, this North African city off them, and the city of Graz, or Graz, I don't know how they want you to pronounce their Zs. We'll go with Graz, that sounds better than grass. So yeah, that was a pretty good little Balkan city, but Constantinople is still at least Byzantine for now. And obviously Iceland as well, which is the important one. But there we go, the Huns. Probably fair. Like, if Russia had taken that, that would have been a bit, you know, that would have been a bit harsh. And actually, that cut off a few of Russia's boats. I don't think it's the end of the world. They don't have many. The Huns definitely have so much more up here. If they want to commit to this, they could probably land an invasion. The UK is tipping on the edge right now, which is sad, because they were probably going to be in the top 10. Now they're probably not, I'm afraid. But yeah, this is quite an interesting approach from the Huns. It's definitely not the war you'd have expected from them. I mean, by the end of this, I imagine they will have gone after Byzantium, the Ottomans, probably not Persia. But yeah, I mean, they're the main options, I guess. yeah, was not expecting them to go after the UK, but it's proving pretty successful for them. So that's quite impressive. I don't think there's any other really close wars, so we can really focus on this one. Mongolia is trying, but Persia is putting up a pretty solid defense. They lost one city. I think this was Persian. That was it. Or maybe it was this one. I don't know. One of them was Persian, like right on the edge, but that was it, and that was all they lost. And you'd expect them to lose that. But the rest of it, pretty solid effort to defend. They've got, I mean, they still have some text advantages. I think they've lost it now, but Mongolia's not really got the units over. But the rocket artillery, the mobile SAMs, those will be really helping. Egypt versus Great Britain, and I'm not sure how this will go. Britain basically can't defend Rome. They have one privateer. So yeah, Egypt can actually send land units to go land in Italy. This could actually work for them, and I would be very... Wow, Egypt could turn this around. They could actually end up in the top 10, just because there's not that many civs left. I mean, there's sort of the 6 that are so far are solidly in there. Even Persia, I mean, they only lost one tiny city. This isn't a disaster just yet. So there's those 6 with Huns, Russia. Russia's probably last now. Mongolia, Persia, Huns, Russia, Cree, and the Songhai. Probably the definite 6. I think Arabia and the Zulu would probably be in it. Not sure about Arabia. I think they're doing better than it looks. And same for Shaka. And then it's probably Brazil and the Incas. Maybe? I don't know. Brazil probably. Maybe the Iroquois are in there as well. Even though they look really small compared to the Cree. Compared to everyone else, they're still pretty big. Yeah, it's hard to tell who exactly will fit into that top 10, obviously. But that's fine. The game will tell us in 68 turns when I look at those info addicts. Not long to go. Not long at all. Which is pretty scary, really. But this has been a crazy battle. Some crazy things have happened. I'm glad, because the last few have been a bit rough. Bit of a lack of action. This has been good. Britain is definitely going to fight back, though, so that's a good sign. It's probably what you want to see. I wonder if Russia will make an effort for Paris. That'd be crazy if Russia stretches all the way to the Atlantic. I mean, they are very spread. They're just a long line of cities, pretty much. There's no sort of thick area. It's just literally a snake. There's no area like here where the Huns have sort of 2, 3 above each other. It is just a complete snake through the middle of the Huns, which makes it the more... I hope we get to see them. I don't think we will, but because I think they're just friends at this point. There's no suggestion. I think there was one war between them right at the beginning, as normal. But yeah, they seem pretty chill. But it would be incredibly interesting. I think the Huns would win. I mean, obviously either side makes it difficult for Russia. I think they outnumber them. They have a bit better technology. Yeah, it probably wouldn't go well for Russia. But we'll see. And obviously if Mongolia got involved, that would really, really screw somebody up. But they don't seem that interested. I mean, they're just chilling. It looks like Britain may actually grab Birmingham back. Yes, they did. Battleship, some of the units helping out. But the Huns aren't really committed to this. Britain is having to, like, this is their finest hour. They're throwing everything at this. 1923 Battle of the North Sea, Battle of Scandinavia. I don't know, yeah, this is pretty big for Britain. Okay, Shaka is actually going to have conquered all of Iberia and southern France. Who would have thought? I knew I picked him for a reason. Wasn't sure it was this. He owns a city in Bangladesh, separating Mongolia and Persia, and now he's going to own Madrid, Barcelona, which is more like Portugal in this game, and southern France. What a world. And Carthage will be eliminated, so that will speed up the processing a bit. I can't believe he's actually managed this. I guess he just... this was not what I expected. I thought once he just bordered Arabia and the Songhai, he would just give up. Like, he would just build units to defend himself. He probably isn't going to beat either of them. The Songhai, because they're stronger than him. Arabia, it's just too difficult to get through the mountains. But he's just said, you know what, let's have some fun. Let's go around the rest of the world, see what we can do. And he's having a good time of it. So, credit to him. Credit to Shaka. He deserves this. I don't know why Mongolia still has lancers. And then there's people that get to go around in rocket artillery. I assume they don't have enough oil for tanks. I mean, they only just got enough for planes, and they seem very well defended, so also they're very worried about losing them, because they're just very far away from the action. There's still a bit of a settling race in the Pacific between Mongolia, the Cree. It looks like the Cree's names are back to working again. So there's only going to be one called a Cree city, but yeah, both of them two spamming out the cities in the Pacific. Obviously, Mongolia's lead's only going to grow because Australia in particular is just going to grow and grow and grow. And that's like a whole new continent for them of resources and units and gold and everything. So I don't think they're going to be caught at this point because, I mean, if you separated like the Australian part of its empire, I imagine it could do pretty well for itself regardless. I mean, they also have all of like Indonesia pretty much, well, not this part, but they have most of these Pacific islands. They have all of China, all of Southeast Asia, and up into all the resources of sort of Siberia. They have Central America. Like, they've just got so much control. Little city over here as well. It's going pretty well for Mongolia. But yeah, the Korea are at least spreading their own influence, which is kind of cool to see. They're kind of the rival. I don't think they'll ever stand up to Mongolia. I don't think they'll ever go to war with each other. But yeah, they are sort of the opposites in this world. They may be following the same ideology, so maybe not even that big of opposites, but we'll see. I would like to see a Kree. I don't know. I always say this. I feel bad to say this for the Iroquois, but I would like to see the Kree like just, you know, neaten up North America a little bit. But I won't wish for anything, just in case there's anyone still rooting for the Iroquois out there. It would be pretty exciting if they could make it into the top 10 still. Google, stop listening. Well, it just came up on my phone, like Google is listening. Like, no, please don't do that. Let's not do that. Okay, map. What are we doing? This is giving everyone motion sickness. Why can't I stop this? Maybe we just go with the flow. Start clicking even faster to the right. Maybe that's the way to go. Pretty interesting stuff, Mongolia. Pretty interesting. Japan is still here. I'm very surprised by this. I thought Mongolia would have maybe gone after them, but they've left them be for now. Anyone wondering about new Civ 5 air-only battles after this one? There's some prepared. I don't think there'll be one straight away. I don't think so, but there'll be a let's play on a similar map to what we've done in this one. But there is some air-onlys planned, is what I'm trying to say. An interesting map change one, where I'm going to go around and change the map a little bit. Hopefully it's not too difficult. Can be quite confusing, because when you're changing it in the editor, if you've never used it before, it doesn't actually change immediately. You have to like close the game, open it again, and then you see the change. So you can lose track of things, and it turns into a bit of a mess. There we go, Mongolia grabbing this city and a huge portion of land. I mean, if they peace out now, they can come back in 20 turns, and it will be much easier, because they can have all their units here. And that would be pretty brutal. I mean, if they actually put their boats over here, they would probably be winning this easy, because Persia does not really have any naval defense, and you could easily get 1, 2, 3, 4 cities coastal. And I mean, these two, the biggest ones, and Mumbai as well, the third biggest one, are all within good distance of the coast. So, you know, the boats would at least help. I mean, this city would be very difficult to take. This just wall of citadels. If Mongolia gets hold of this, then Europe is doomed. It's great to see the Ottomans still here. They actually managed to reconnect some of their tiles. I swear they had like one here and they'd lost one here. It'd gone all funny. Maybe not. I thought they had lost one. I wonder, did the Ottomans not have a great general? Oh, they do. I don't think they can put us. If they've got why don't you go put it here? Why don't you just get yourself some space, man? You deserve it. And if you put it there, you'd get all the other citadels. Fill that with your cannons, and then you've got a chance of surviving. I think that's my take on it. Whether or not they will go with that, they probably won't. But we'll see. We can pray, right? We can hope. How are Britain doing? This is the big part of this battle. Not much going on. And Russia's pretty chill about it as well. So, great. We've got no wars, despite how crazy this world has been. Just no real actual conflicts. 1925, turn 3, 4, 5. Carthage is pieced out with Arabia. Oh, is it going to fall? Oh, it's probably a fall this turn. Let's have a quick look at the religion. Because I mean, the turn 300 was a while ago at this point when we last looked at the info addicts. So 84 cities, Mecca, over twice as strong as the next religion from Arabia, very strong, Islam. Shinto in second from Japan in 38, that's mainly in Mongolia. Protestantism from the Iroquois is next with 31 in North America. Then it's Catholicism in Western Europe from Spain with 21. That's impressive, because Spain have been dead for a while. Just noticed. Eastern Orthodox from Ethiopia, also quite impressive to be at 18, despite being dead. Again, that's mainly the Zulu and a little bit of the Songhai. Judaism, 14 from the Inca in South America, and then Sikhism, despite Austria being dead, has not had the same sort of effect. That is just still in Vienna. I don't think Russia's too bothered. They're mainly following Islam, as is the Huns. It's spread pretty far through Persia as well. Even to the western parts of Mongolia. It has definitely spread pretty well, but yeah, for the most part Mongolia is Shinto. Keep an eye out for a nuke, but Mongolia don't have one yet. They have so many cities, it's going to be hard to spot one. But yeah, doesn't look like they have one. Only them and maybe the Songhai and the Cree. I think definitely one of them had it at the start of this episode, and I don't know who it was. And I think the other one might have got it previously. Carthage piecing out with Persia. Brazil piecing out Brazil, and the Shoshone v the Corral. I think the Corral will be pretty safe, unless the big navy comes from the Pacific, which will be terrifying for them. But yeah, the mountains, obviously, Brazil's not coming over this way. They do not have a big navy. They have a few boats, and they now have their Prachinas, but that's about it. Oh, Poundmaker, who I think... Okay, so the Cree now have it, so there we go. That was the answer. It was the Songhai, but the Cree do now have the Manhattan Project completed, so they'll be closer to nukes. And something else happened. Madrid fell, and Carthage was eliminated from the game. 345 turns. That's probably a record for Carthage, making it in these games, so... You know, I don't think they'll be too disappointed, but there we go. Shaka now owns Iberia and North Africa. I was hoping when I picked him to win that he would also own all of the rest of North Africa, but obviously you skipped that part. Fair enough. Fair enough. How many civs do we even have left at this point? The info addicts is the best way to check. Just go to the cities menu. That's normally the easiest one. So we can scroll down. 19 civs remain. India is the only one with 1 city left. 2 for Byzantium and the Ottomans. The Inca, Corral and Shoshone have 3. It's then the 6th club for Egypt, Japan and Brazil. Persia just retook their city, by the way, at the top. It's not something super important or new. Britain are on 7. They might lose some more though. Arabia and Russia have 9. I was going to say that's quite low for Russia, but then out of 19, that does put them in the top half and about where you'd expect. The Iroquois have 10. Songhai 13, Persia 14, Zulu 15, the Huns have 26, that's impressive, I didn't even know it was that much. The Cree 32, Mongolia sat at 65, I mean we may as well look at this, it's fine. Normally I wouldn't do it till the end, but we can have a little look around. Mongolia massive lead, the Cree pretty big lead, then the Songhai, and then it's a bit more normality once you get to 4th place. Production, yeah, Mongolia's producing twice as much as everyone else, that's a pretty scary prospect. Military manpower, dang. Mongolia nearly 1 million. The Cree 579,000. Songhai 568,000. The Huns 452. Arabia's above Russia. That's quite impressive. Japan's not that far away though. They're like the fact Japan is nearly as strong as Russia. It's pretty crazy. But there you go. That's how it is. I mean, it doesn't look like it. But obviously that's the case. Ooh. Game, you okay? What's going on? Byzantium are doing something big. That's why it's just lagged a little bit. That's probably not the case. But in Byzantium we trust, right? They're going to easily win this game. They're going to reconquer everything. They're just waiting. It's too easy for them. They're just waiting for it to get easy. I mean, why they haven't taken out the Ottomans yet, I don't know. Why wouldn't you? Just go beat up on the Ottomans. I'm surprised Attila's not done it. Persia, like, they seriously managed to be that patient. It looks like Arabia might be eyeing it up now, actually. All their units up this way. If they launch a surprise attack on Persia, I don't think it would go well, but it would be bold, and it would be very interesting. But at the moment, yeah, a lot of Persia's troops are over... Oh, okay, this is a little bit more pressure being put on them from Mongolia, but still, most of their boats not even close to the war zone. Not even close. See, that does not sound like it was settled by the Cree. I think they're just picking names out of nowhere now. Fair enough. Whatever. You do what you gotta do. Let's come up with a name. Seems like a good idea. Next turn, 348. We will probably be at 350 at the end of this episode. That is not long to go. That'll be like 5 more episodes of normal normal episodes, then we'll have the winner, and then I'll probably go to 500 or something off video, see if anything huge changes. It will take forever, so you know. I mean, if it's 10 turns in half an hour now, which might be pushing it, might not be that much now, then yeah, we'll obviously slow down, so 100 turns would be like 5 hours if it maintained its speed of just leaving the game to run. But hopefully it'll work out fine. Hopefully we can be brave and hope. Also, if you're wondering why this video is at a random time, I think I missed an upload earlier in the week just because poor planning by me, and then I missed one yesterday just because my upload speed was, it said like 4 hours, so like, and it was 7 o'clock, so if I uploaded it wouldn't have come out till like 1 in the morning opposed to when it normally comes out 9 at night beforehand. Wouldn't really have been ideal, so I just thought I'd do double episodes today, then the week will be back to 1 a day. Hopefully I won't miss any, and then I'll be trying to start double every day next weekend. We'll see how it goes. They might drop in length a little bit. It might go to like 25 minutes each, but twice a day. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can keep it up. Hopefully I can. I mean, there's more wiggle room for error. Like, if I have to leave out a video when I'm doing 2 half-an-hour ones a day, I won't feel as bad about it as if I leave one out when I'm just doing 1. Because then there's nothing going up. If I leave 1 out when I'm doing 2, there's at least still 1 video. It also means there'll be a 4th series being rolled out. And as this is the most popular series, it would be a great place to announce what that is, maybe. I actually have no idea what it's going to be. I have a list of 4 things. I don't know which one will exactly be starting as the 4th extra one. We have Hearts of Iron, Civ 5 and EU4 going right now. So, based on this list, I believe it will be as TSL Civ 6 game as England. Because the other series planned as Civ 5, and I don't want to mess with the mods while this series is still running. The other one's EU4, and then there's a Hearts of Iron 4 one. So, it will probably be Civ 6 as England on a TSL map, which is quite exciting. I said there was more AI only planned. There is. I've actually got the list now. I can look at that while we just wait for this turn to pass. There's a land bridges idea people had with the map change, so we connect all the continents with a little strip of land and see how that works out. That could be fun. A 60 Civ Europe, which is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to find some mods that I'm really trusting in for that, and I'm going to plan to mountain off, so go in the editor, put mountains on the coast of Africa and maybe the far edge of Russia on the Europe map, because those civs always end up to win even though they're not really in Europe. So that's another idea I've got. A 60 civ world. I think, I don't know, I did the civ, was the 60 civ one the teams one? I don't know, maybe that's just a normal one, or maybe I just forgot to write down whatever was meant to finish that idea off. And there was something else I wanted to do, but I thought, oh, I'm going to try one, an exciting idea I've got. I don't mind sharing it early, because then people can pressure me and tell me if they want to see it or not, or if they think it's a dumb idea. I was going to swap all the inland seas or lakes with like deserts and turn all the deserts into seas, which would obviously hurt some civs, but it might improve some other ones. I don't know, that was just a weird idea I had. It was quite interesting. So like maybe I'd turn all of this area into a desert. It's not inland really, but I know we've done it with the Mediterranean, but we'd probably do that again. Turn the Black Sea into a desert, the Caspian Sea. I wouldn't turn the oceans into a desert, but maybe like this bit in the Caribbean Sea could become a desert. Like this strip here could all just be connected up, same with this bit, and we'd see what that would do. Maybe some of the land in here would be just sort of, maybe try and connect all of this as a desert, if that makes sense. So you'd have to go all the way around Australia. And then there's not really any other big lake areas. I mean, these could be turned into tundra or something. But yeah, just something interesting to play with the map. The seas going would be obviously quite interesting. I mean, when you look at it on this world map, there's actually not that much that would change. But it could be kind of fun idea. I don't know. Maybe in Europe it would be more impactful. But that's just an idea of the sort of thing I'll be looking to do in the future. There is also that City Skylines mega city, if anyone's interested. I'm trying to build. I haven't actually put any time into that yet, but hopefully soon I can give it another go and just show you some progress. But yeah, I haven't had any I haven't even tried it yet. I'll probably go, I need to find, once I've finished work in a week, then I will probably have a day where I try and do some work on that as well. So that's quite an important series to get done. But yeah, plenty of ideas, plenty of stuff planned for the first time ever really. Normally there was times when series would end prematurely and I would have literally nothing to put out. So we're in a good spot. That's really good. And at the moment, this series, for the very first time it feels like, has just sort of fizzled a little bit on the action. It doesn't, oh yet that city's fallen off. Mongolia has been held back by Persia. That's about it. The Huns are not making much more progress. Salzburg might actually fall here, but there's no melee units. Oh no, this Great War Infantry could take it. We'll see. But Britain's definitely here putting up a fight this time. See what happens. What are they voting for? World ideology, autocracy. To be honest, that might pass. Like, usually that's a rare sort of thing to get past, but the amount of civs that are like Britain, Songhai, and Japan just do not have the votes, and like Britain's gonna have a revolution soon. They're unhappy anyway. There's no freedom civs. The Ottomans, Byzantium, Corral, India, and then I'm Venice, so don't worry about that. I've not managed to even pick one yet, so they're obviously in a pretty bad spot. How are Egypt doing? Are they? Their siege of Rome's not really begun. Not much success to it either. But it would be cool to see that going well for them, if it was possible. But it doesn't look like it. What else is going on? Songhai, you lining anything up? It looks like they're just defending their borders. They're tucking down for now. They've done their expanding. They struggled a bit against Ethiopia, so maybe that's understandable. They're obviously going to continue to build a lead. They are in a better position than Arabia and the Zulu, so as time goes on, they're just going to get stronger and stronger. And the Zulu definitely spread very thin at the moment, so it might be a wise idea. See, it's just interesting that Egypt having a bit of a resurgence. I mean, it's not huge, but at least they have Thebes. With 32 population, I think anything's possible for Egypt. I would love to see Egypt and Arabia have a war. I think it would be really difficult for Arabia to. I mean, it would probably only end up being a fight for Medina. Like, I don't think either of them would cross the sea that effectively, but it would be quite interesting. But yeah, probably won't happen. And also the Songhai would probably join in as soon as Egypt looked a bit weak. So that would be a shame. It would just crumble away. I want to see the Huns v Byzantium. I imagine these battleships could quite quickly, and these ironclads could very quickly pick their way through these boats, and then should be able to take Constantinople as well. They'll have some land support through here. But yeah, I'm very surprised that hasn't happened yet, to be honest. I thought it would have happened much earlier. The Hunnic Great War Infantry didn't die, it moved onto land. I have no idea why it did that. It was pretty safe. I mean, maybe they're scared of this battleship, which isn't even brave enough to come near and defend the city. Brazil versus Great Britain. Was not expecting that. Don't think Brazil will be going after Britain, so that's fine. Not the end of the world. It does look like Brazil is going to try to go after the Corral through this mountain pass. Wouldn't recommend that one. Britain is actually here and ready for this. Sure this isn't the other way around? Yeah, like this settler's going to die because of that. Some of the only boats that Brazil have are going to die as well, because they don't have many. They only have 2 coastal cities down here. They can't build boats with... Oh, they have Fort Olathe now. When did they build that? That's got to 6 population very quickly. But what a smart move that was. It took them long enough. But yeah, at least they can build some more boats, because that's where they were really struggling. I mean, the Inca, weirdly enough, can build lots of boats, and have chosen not to. But obviously, there are other 2 cities up here very much cut off. Oh, a new Mongolian city called Van. They just picking names of vehicles now. We're just like, yep, we're really going through the dictionary for these city names. Van. What a name. To be fair, that is like an Ottoman province in EU4, so it might actually be an Ottoman city name or something they've stolen. And if you're going to steal a city's names, I mean, the Ottomans are probably the best choice, because I don't see them making a big resurgence anytime soon. Here's a little list for us at turn 350. The year is 1930. Most literate, we got Mongolia with 65. Then it's the Korean Persia tied for second on 62. And Askia and Attila not that far behind, 61 and 60. So still, maybe the race for second's a bit more open than I thought. I think the Cree do have it overall, but in science it's still pretty close. Then there's all these next tiers, and there's a few on 57 and 56. Wow, very popular. Britain, Brazil, and the Inca on 57. Shaka and the Iroquois and Shoshone have 56. Russia's got 55. 54 for Arabia, 53 for Japan and Egypt, 50 for Byzantium, 49 for the Corral, 43 for the Ottomans. Gandhi not having the best time down there on about 39. Mongolian helicopter gunships, well, you know, just flexing on everyone at this point, aren't they? They have got a little bit of everything. I think you need aluminium. Maybe they have tons of aluminium. I mean, it looks like it. They have a lot of rocket artillery. I'm surprised they have not used these paratroopers to greater effect in this invasion. I thought that would have been their sort of advantage. I mean, Shaka is really... I can't believe he's got so much power here and he's given them open borders. I hope he's charging a lot of money for that, because they probably... I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could have just taken it off him, so I guess he can't be too greedy. They would just go and kill him. But he's got to, you know, consider it. How much money you can farm out of that. Right, is Sol's... Okay, so Rome will conquer Egypt. They finally got it going. I wonder if Shaka would join in time to maybe steal it away as well. Probably not. But yeah, this would be quite nice for Egypt. Rome hasn't fallen the most. Paris and Madrid have definitely changed hands so many times. Rome owned them. I think Madrid took out... Spain took out France, right? Or maybe France took out Spain and then Rome took them both out. I think Spain took out France and then it went the other way. But yeah, obviously then Britain came along. Carthage came along. And it's just going to change again. Egypt going to grab Rome now. Actually, I think Russia have been. So I think that pikeman might just be out of luck. But if Egypt make one mistake, that pikeman could grab Rome. And if Russia got Rome, that would be brutal for Egypt. That would be... Because that's really difficult. What do they do next? Like, you can go after the Ottomans. You can throw everything at Byzantium. It's going to be very difficult coming up this small little Aegean Sea. That's going to be really difficult. Well, we'll see. Won't rule them out. There's no road in this area, so it's going to be very difficult for this Great War Infantry to get as close as it wants to the city. But at least Russia is offering a distraction for them. Byzantium piecing out with the Shoshone. That's a nice one. Nice of them. Not like they needed to be at war, really. But yeah, hopefully this final 50 turns that we're entering right now is going to be just as exciting and fun packed as the first 340 turns. But yeah, this episode, I mean, there's been some stuff going on, and it's been quite important stuff. Sometimes you just gotta have one of those episodes. Hopefully next time something will kick off. There's so many things I'm sure you guys want to see as well. I'd love to see some wars in Africa between these three. 4 now with Egypt, I guess, as well, but they're pretty occupied. We don't want to slow them down. But yeah, the Songhai Zulu could still be a pretty big one. Might be very one-sided. Maybe if Zulu and Arabia teamed up, that would be interesting. I would love Russia v the Huns. Like, come on. Who doesn't want to see that? I mean, the Huns, again, would probably end up pretty one-sided, but the initial engagements would be amazing to watch. We want to see what happens with Britain. I would love to see Russia and the Huns actually commit to this. Like, just put some effort in. You're hardly really trying that hard, and you're doing pretty well. The Cree versus the Iroquois and or Shoshone would be pretty interesting too. And something in South America, I guess, would be kind of cool. And it's now the Corral's turn. I believe they go last. Yep, so that is going to be it for this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed, please do be sure to leave a like on the video down below. Be sure to leave a comment as well with any feedback or just something you want to say. That'd be awesome. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.